What's up, guys? This is Greg from Masterson's Car Care, and today we're going to have a special episode right here on the channel. We're going to introduce you to our brand new podcast, Drive Culture, where we find out what drives you. Now, we're going to travel around the world talking to detailing enthusiasts, car enthusiasts, and maybe even you guys, the guys and gals that love cars. So here's our second episode of Drive Culture podcast with special guest Chris Evans, a professional detailer and car enthusiast from Chicago, our first ever guest on the podcast. So if you want to follow the podcast, go ahead and click the link below in the description. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel because we're going to put out new videos and new podcasts every week. So here you go, guys. A special episode on the Masterson's Car Care channel, our second episode of Drive Culture with special guest Chris Evans. Enjoy. Welcome to the Drive Culture Podcast. I am your host, Greg Masterson, and today we have a good friend of mine in the podcast room, and that is author, car enthusiast, auto consultant, internet personality, and detailing personality, Chris Evans. So welcome, Chris Evans.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
I think this is going to be really cool. You're actually the first guest on the Drive Culture Podcast, number one. So everybody out there that's watching and listening around the world, number one. So we'll see how this podcast goes. And this is the Drive Culture Podcast, episode 2, where we talk about what drives you. So a little bit about this podcast, Chris, because you have no idea what this is. You just got off an airplane and came here pretty much.
Yes.
And so our podcast right here is Drive Culture. We're going to talk to car enthusiasts and people that love the automobile around the world. Because as you know, you travel around the world. You know, the automobile, it's a culture just by itself. Wherever you go, there's people that love the automobile. So we're going to travel around the world and talk to people that love the automobile and get their story, why they love cars, a little bit about, you know, what cars they like, what they do in the automobile. So you work in the industry, so we decided to have you come in here. So thank you very much, Chris, for coming. I appreciate it.
Sure, no problem. Anytime.
Thank you. So you just got off a plane, right? Where'd you come from?
Midwest.
You came
over
from
in Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. How was that? You're a little tired, huh?
Yeah, it was a good long trip. Went to see Mom's. You know, she has a few health issues going on, so just stopped by to say hello, check in on her, see how she's doing, and now I'm back.
But
I'm only back for a couple days.
And then where are you going next? You're going out somewhere? Are you going to do some more work consulting?
Yeah, back in the Midwest, Franklin, Ohio. I'll be
okay.
over there in, I think, Tuesday or Wednesday, I'll be over there.
Tuesday or Wednesday. Okay, and tell everybody, you know, what do you do for a living?
Okay, well, other than being an author of Detailer's Dictionary, I also consult dealerships, car washes, and auction houses around the country. And what I do is I go in, I give them an assessment of their facility, let them know what the condition of it is as far as safety hazards, efficiencies, if they're overstaffed, understaffed, things like that. If they want to turn their, particularly with the dealerships, if they want to turn it around into a profit center. Mm-hmm. Because as we know, this year the automotive market has been down on average around 20-30% with sales of cars. Even in auction houses, sales are just generally down. So everyone's looking for that new revenue stream. And the regular marketing consultants around the country, they're just not getting it done. So right now, it's a lot of work. It's good work because they are definitely leaning on their detail departments to bring in some money for them.
Yeah, and you know, everybody needs detailing. That's the one thing, everybody that's watching this out there, everybody needs detailing. And the coolest thing about detailing is you get to be around so many cool cars. So I guess we'll talk about that. We got some questions about this to go. You know, I wanted to ask you, why are you passionate about cars?
Me and passionate about cars started from the age of 13, 14, I was trying to impress a girl. So the only way my moms would let me drive her car was if I cleaned it. That was the only thing that I can come up with.
That's a good one.
Yeah, it worked in my favor. You know, I did her car, I did my dad's van. And from there, you know, I would drive to the store, pick up a few items for Mom's and come back and, you know, of course, try to drive where the girl would be. Did you have a license
at that time?
Not at all.
That is an interesting one. That's funny.
Yeah, that's how I got started. I got bit by the bug early on because I seen being a young person in a vehicle was one of the ways to, get the eye of the girls.
Yeah.
And that's the road that I went. And before I knew it, I just enjoyed it. And at this point now in life, I guess it's therapeutic.
Yeah, the cleaning cars, yeah.
Yeah.
So is that, did you just like cleaning cars, or did you like cars in some other way, or you just wanted to just get out and impress some ladies?
No, I mean, it wasn't just the impressing the ladies. That was the start of it. Seeing guys around the neighborhood, they would always, have the prettiest girl in their car, or looking at them because they had a nice car and it was a clean car. And I just noticed that early on. So that's why I gravitated towards it. It's like, okay, well, if they see me at least cleaning a car, it's like, oh, wow, yeah, I got that attention. So
that's
yeah,
good.
girls and cars, they go together like, the beach at the sand at the beach.
Yeah, that is true. Where did you grow up?
Chicago.
Originally
Chicago.
Born and raised. In
Chicago. Born and raised.
That is interesting. Going from Chicago to Los Angeles. It's interesting. It's interesting. It's so similar. I've only been to Chicago once, and it was rainy as shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
and it was super rainy, and then you come out here to California, and it's completely different. And we'll talk a little bit more about that a little bit later in the podcast, because that's such an interesting experience for you, going from car culture in Chicago to car culture in California. It's a different culture, right?
Yeah, totally different. But there's so many things there's that common string, amongst car people, enthusiasts, detailers, whatever it may be. There's something that connects everyone.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I tell people all the time. That's why we have this podcast is everywhere you go in the world, I've noticed there's people that love cars. They love cars. They love having cars. They love having their own cars. And there's like that passion that you can go anywhere in the world. You don't even speak the same language, and you're like, hey, let's go driving. You say Ferrari, they know, Ferrari. It's so interesting to me. So what was your first car?
My very first car was a 1978 Chevy Nova.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
green Tell us a little about
with
it.
Gold IROC rims.
Wow.
Yeah.
What year did you get this car? What year was this?
Oh, I got this in 90.
1990?
Yeah, 1990.
Wow, 1990. What year was it again?
1990.
No, the car.
Oh, 78.
78. Wow, so already a 12-year-old car. But everybody's first car is a little bit older. Why did you get that car?
It was cheap, and the guy was in a bind. He needed to get ready to move, pay some bills or whatever it was, and the asking price that he was asking, he wasn't getting. He was desperate to sell it because his girlfriend was on him that, hey, that's an extra car that we can't take with us.
Yeah.
So, I just kind of waited, and, once he got to his bitter end, it's like, okay, yeah, I have to jump on it now.
Do you remember how much you bought it for?
$2,300.
$2,300. That was actually a lot of money in 1990. $2,300. Like that was a lot of money.
But I was a kid at home, staying at home with mom. So whatever money I had, I didn't have to spend it on anything really because I was still at home.
That's amazing. What happened to your first car?
I
always ask people. I'm going to ask people this on. What happened to your first car? It's a good question.
It got parted out.
It got parted out. That's a good. It got parted out.
There was an accident, so it was a pretty bad accident, and it eventually got parted out.
That's interesting. I'm going to start asking people, what was your first car? What happened to it? It makes people think. Look on their faces, goes like, what was it? So Chicago versus LA. What do you think's the biggest difference on the car culture in Chicago versus LA? I know because a lot of cars stay hidden in Chicago for a long time.
Yeah, garages,
right? They get garages, right?
I would say the biggest difference is drive time.
Drive time.
Yeah, meaning that out here you will see an array of cars on a daily basis. You will see everything from a classic antique to a Lamborghini or a Rolls Royce. And, at this time of year, it's common. You see them all day, every day. And then, too, there's definitely more car shows. It's like a car show every week out here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Every week.
I feel like it's
there's
every
a
day.
car show.
I feel like it's every day. A lot of people that are watching us out. I tell a lot of people about this. Is that California is so weird. Southern California is that you could just see the most exotic cars just driving down the road that people would maybe never even see in their lifetime. I remember when like the Bugatti, because I lived out here all my entire life. I was born out here, and I remember when the Bugatti Veyron first came out. And everybody was like, it was like the fastest car in the world at the time. And I remember I saw one, the very first one out here. It was like when I first saw it, and I told people, like, dude, I just saw a Bugatti Veyron. This is like, this was a long time ago, in the early 2000s, and
a long time ago in the 2000s.
And we think about it like that, but it was a long time ago. The year the Bugatti Veyron came out, and the people were like mind blown because you wouldn't see that in like the middle of like Kentucky. Maybe you would, but not as when it first came out. It was very interesting. It was a different ball game. It was very, very interesting. I'll tell you that. But what do you like more, Chicago or LA? Good question.
I love California, but I am in love with Chicago.
Chicago, very artsy, very different place, very, very artsy, very, very, very artsy. Chicago. It's
there's
different.
always that love for your hometown. That's just pretty much a given.
Yeah, and you don't meet. I don't meet a lot of people that are from Chicago. They like moved to Chicago. They weren't like from Chicago. Yeah, Chicago's an interesting place. So tell us a little bit about your book. You're an author, The Detailer's Dictionary. Tell us a little about that.
Okay, well, it was a book that was already in the making, but I had no direction of where I was going to go with it. Mm-hmm. So, at the time, I was doing Mike Phillips' Competition Ready TV show.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because, everybody that's watching this, you were actually on the television show for, I almost forgot about that, for
the
Major
Legend
Television.
Cup.
Tell us a little bit about that as well.
Okay. Well, it was a TV show about the detailers and the cars in the industry. Mm-hmm. Some of the industry best detailers on
Velocity, right?
Yeah, Velocity Channel.
Velocity, yeah. What year was
with
this?
AJ.
This wasn't that long ago. Only like 2 years ago, right?
I was 15.
2015. So it was about 4 years ago. That was incredible. Yeah. And how'd you get on that? You just got invited on there, right?
Yeah, it was a last minute thing that I had seen a link or a post or something, and I had reached out to Mike Phillips like, hey, I'm sorry that, I'm just now catching that you're coming here to Chicago, yeah. But I would love next year, to have the opportunity to jump on there, shake your hand, say what's up. And he was like, you can come on board now. So,
awesome.
Yeah,
Dude, that's lucky. It's crazy just asking for things in life. It's just like it pops in there, boom, and you're in that different zone. That's incredible. And then so how did it work after the show? Give you a lot of publicity?
Yeah, it did. My business pretty much at the time I was running it word of mouth. It took a while before I got business cards and a website, and I just primarily ran it off of word of mouth.
Okay.
So with doing the show, of course, it's always an increase in customers where they're calling left and right or just have questions, and different opportunities were presented, because of it. So it was definitely a good career boost for me with my business at the time being in Chicago.
I feel like anytime you're on television, that's going to be a big boost, right? Oh, man. But so then after you did the television show, how did that lead into the Detailer's Dictionary?
Okay, so funny thing is after the show, we were talking shop. And one of the topics this was everyone that was on the show pretty much.
And there was name some names on the show. AJ.
Of course, AJ. We love AJ. Hey, AJ, how you doing? Shouts out.
Maybe AJ's watching this. I know I told him, I said in the first episode of Drive Culture that there's no video for that. It was a podcast only, that we wanted to have Jay Leno on here, but maybe we could have AJ on there. Give AJ a call. I think it'd be good to have AJ on here.
Hey,
maybe
AJ's good people.
Shout out AJ. AJ, if you're watching this out here, we want you on Drive Culture Podcast. Check this out. Go ahead and subscribe and get on here. We want you. Hopefully, maybe she'll be the first female guest on Drive Culture. Maybe we're gonna be recording this at SEMA. Hopefully, so maybe we'll see her at SEMA. And be like, hey, we'll invite her to that to the room supplied by Masterson's Car Care. It's actually going to be a good shout out to our sponsors of Drive Culture. It's going to be Masterson's Car Care. If you need any type of detailing supplies, car wax, car polish, anything for your ride, go ahead and give Masterson's Car Care a call, 1-800-495-5199, or go to their website, mastersonswax.com, and get everything to get everything on their car looking great. And we are going, they're actually paying for the hotel room that we're going to do our podcast there. So that's going to be amazing. So we're going to get a hotel. It's going to be at some Vegas hotel. I don't know where to work that out. Maybe next week, and find out where we're going to do the podcast. So maybe we'll invite some more people. I think it's going to be really good to get a lot of guests. We're going to be having a lot of guests on this podcast. So go back to the Detailer's Dictionary.
Okay. So in talking shop with, fellow detailers that were on the show, like Jason over in Chicago Auto Pros, Mike Phillips.
And Jason, he does car care supplies, I believe.
Yeah, car guy
supplies. Car care supplies, yeah. And then, you were talking shop with them, hanging out?
Yeah, we were talking shop, and one of the topics of conversation was how do we speak the same language with our customers? How do we speak detail to them? Because they just don't know. They only know what we tell them and how we educate them with, the terminology and lingo and the processes of what their car needs and things like that. So at that time, I had never been to Starbucks. This is the second part of how Detailer's Dictionary came about. Yes, I had
never been to Starbucks.
Never been to Starbucks.
Wait, you had never, what this was 2015?
Yeah.
And so you had never been to Starbucks?
Yeah, I was an at-home coffee guy. Yeah. That's just me. Seriously. I was not one of the people that jumped on the Starbucks bandwagon. I just didn't. Yeah. Anyway.
Okay.
Moving on.
That's a good one. Okay.
So at this point, it's like, I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to try it. So I went to a Starbucks. I went in. I waited in line. And when I got up there, I'm listening to all these people with their orders, with their half macchiato, this and that. And it's like, wow, I just want to try out your coffee. So I asked the barista, may I have a small cup of coffee? And she laughed at me.
And she
Not only did she laugh.
Would you like a grande?
That's exactly what happened.
Are you sure you don't want a tall? What,
yeah.
Tall what? Tall, small? Small, tall?
That's exactly what happened. It was her as well as the people in line behind me. Everyone started laughing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's got to be like that movie scene. There's a movie scene like that. You should look. I forgot the movie where they make fun of the grande. And there's a large but a grande, but a venti.
Yeah, and that's what I told her. I don't speak Italian. I don't speak Spanish. I just want a small cup of coffee. And the more I talk, the more they laugh.
I just want a dark roast.
Yeah. So, I left and to this day, I still have not had Starbucks.
Whoa, are you kidding me?
Seriously, because they had
Starbucks.
some apple drink that they were selling, and that's what I ordered because it was something that I seen that I can.
Because you like apples?
No, it was just something that I could pronounce.
Oh, okay. Okay, there you go.
It's like, well, give me the apple thing right there.
Apple thing. Okay, yeah.
So, yeah.
I
left away from that experience feeling like there needed to be something to speak Starbucks.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So the combination of the two, just leaving, the set with the guys talking shop and having that Starbucks experience, the book was already in the making. So I just kind of combined the two. And I developed it that way.
Okay, wow. That's very
because of those two things is how Detailer's Dictionary came about.
Wow, okay. And then, so it's 2015. And then I remember when you finished the book in 2018, right?
Yes.
2018. And if you guys want to check out that book, just the book that he's talking about, you're going to have to go on Amazon. You can actually go directly on Amazon or your website.
Yeah, www.detailersdictionary.com.
Detailersdictionary.com. And this is an ebook. You can buy it directly on Amazon, which is just amazing. That's the coolest thing, I think. Anybody can go buy this right now on their Amazon. They can pull it up on their phone. There's digital copy and hard copy, right?
Yes.
Digital copy and I like the hard copy. Hard copy is really good. Very nice paper version. I'm surprised I don't have one right here. I should have gone and got one of the shop.
That's
brought
fine,
in here. That would have been nice to show the camera because I forget that we have the camera there running. So they you wrote the book, and then how was it writing the book? A lot because a lot of people don't write books.
Yeah.
Or they use a ghostwriter. A lot of people don't know that. They I've written 8 books. You meet these people. They're like, look at me. I'm a famous celebrity. I've made 20 movies. I'm on a TV show. I'm on the Fish Tank show, and I'm an entrepreneur, and I've wrote 8 books. And you're like, hey, how did they write those books? Well, the secret is they use a ghostwriter.
Yeah,
right?
no ghostwriter here.
No ghostwriter here, right? And that's good. You had to actually write the book, and that's crazy. So you put a lot of time into it, and I don't think people realize out there who's watching that how much time it actually takes to write the book.
Yeah, me and writing the book, I can tell you honestly that I had notepads literally all over the place. In every work van that I had, all throughout my house. I even found them in the bathroom. Like, wow, how did I end up having one in here? But every opportunity I had to write notes, what I thought was important, what I thought the world at large should know and be on the same page about, are the things that I started implementing into the book.
Yeah.
Eventually, I got around to condensing everything, and the format of doing it the way that I did was talking to the industry peers.
Yeah.
People like Brett over there in the UK with Pro Detailers.
Pro Detailer magazine, right? Yeah. Shout out.
Yeah, shout out to him, Brennan St. Clair, Clint Hintz, just industry people of, hey, here's a few pages, here's a rough draft, what direction is, am I on the right track? Is this the direction I should be going in? Because I didn't want to put something out there that everyone already had.
Yeah.
So
I want to put something out there unique. Something people want.
Yeah. But the thing that I got from everyone was that it needs to be universal. It can't be just for the Midwest or the U.S.
Yeah. Or Europe or Asia. It has to be a worldwide piece of information. I tell people that all the time. We're a worldwide collective. We don't need stuff just for us. We need stuff for the worldwide collective, because everybody needs the knowledge, no matter the language barrier. Seriously, I was talking about Adam on a vlog. We were talking about detailing with somebody. I went to this company called Burke Marketing. I dropped them off some products. They bought some products from our sponsor, Masterson's Car Care, and I went there to drop it off, and they love the product, and we were talking about that, and I mentioned you don't need to have any limitation to detail. Anybody can detail, and even the blind or even the disabled. People don't know Mike Phillips is technically disabled. Yeah, and nobody would even know. And Mike Phillips is one of the most famous detailers in the world.
And I did not know that. I swear to God, I did not know that. I thought maybe there was just an injury or something like that until. Oh my God! It took a while. I'll put it that way.
Wow! Like how long?
Actually, it took some. Before doing the show, I knew at that point, but it took some years because you rarely see him in shorts.
Yeah, and it doesn't affect him. He doesn't let it affect him. People are like, oh, they let their limitations affect him. It doesn't, and it doesn't. You wouldn't even know, and that's the trick. He doesn't let it affect him. I believe, and so you wouldn't even think about it that he was a double amputee. Wouldn't even know, and so incredible on that. So you made the Detailer's Dictionary, and then how did you get it online? That's another piece of work by itself, right?
Oh my gosh. Basically, it was through the publishing company.
Okay.
Because that was one of the services that they offered. And again, being a member of the IDA, the international reach of it was important to me, so it would get out to other countries. And that was a route that I went. And surprisingly, I really did not want to do an ebook.
Oh, really? You wanted that? Yeah. You wanted just the buy my book. Yeah, buy my book.
And because I wasn't trying to do anything or go anywhere with it other than have that baseline of knowledge for everyone out there. That was it.
Yeah. It's like a collective knowledge, and it's almost like open source. But and the book is a great deal. It's years of knowledge that would have cost somebody hundreds of thousands of dollars to figure out. Detailing is a trade in itself, like a craftsman or like a woodworker, a metal worker, a welder. These are all in-depth crafts, handcrafts, and detailing you can only learn by working with other people that did it. Like as you would want to be a carpenter, you like almost an apprentice with a carpenter, and that's what's so interesting to me about detailing is now with the internet, you guys are watching this, it makes that so much easier because the apprentice or the master is on the internet. And then the apprentice can work with the master on the internet and maybe even communicate with them and contact people like you that wrote the book. And then see, oh, whoa, these people are mentioned in the book. Maybe I should contact those people too. Gives them like a head start jump. That's the way I view it. And that book I thought was amazing. And so if you guys want to pick up the book, guys, you should go over to the website, detailersdictionary.com, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, go over there, detailersdictionary.com, and I would pick up the book. How much is the book? Right now.
In paperback,
you never know. It could change.
$20.
$20.
The ebook is $7.99.
That's awesome. That's a deal. I mean, that's a deal. $7.99.
Yeah, and surprisingly, the ebook sells more than the paperback.
Okay, wow. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
And I started not to even do the ebook.
Because people have, you can read it on the phone. I would just keep it on the phone. And I would love to have all that type of information on the phone. That's an amazing thing.
Because everyone's so tech savvy now.
Tech savvy, yeah. It's tech savvy. It's so easy to read on the phone or like on a tablet.
I'm not tech savvy. I still type with 4 fingers. I've upgraded from 2 to 4 now. So.
Oh, well, I like to talk. Most of the time I do a lot of verbal. People don't know on the phone. I actually just click the microphone and I just speak it out. And I just let it. And now Siri's gotten so good at it where the mistakes aren't, 5 years ago you couldn't do that. 5 years ago you
spell check is my friend.
Yeah, 5 years ago you do the speech translation and it'd be like, it would give you all this jacked up words and stuff. But now I do it while driving. I just press the little speech thing, on the little stand, beep, and then just speak it out. And then it sends a text. I'll be driving. It's great. Interesting. Let's talk about a few more things while we're on this episode. And your favorite car. If what's your favorite car? Like if you could have one car, like it's your favorite car, you had to live with this car forever. And it's like, you had to be happy with it. What would you get?
I would get a 1955 Chevy Coupe 2-door.
Chevy Coupe 2-door, a Bel Air Tri-5, right? Wow, that is pretty cool. And how would you want an original? How would you like that?
It wouldn't be original. I need AC.
You need AC, yeah?
But it would definitely be modified, but it would definitely be in memory of my grandmother.
Oh, she had one of those cars.
She had a wagon.
A wagon?
Yeah, and I'm not a wagon guy, but it's still the same.
Was it a 2-door wagon?
No.
Okay, that's because of Nomad. That's crazy rare. Ooh, Nomad. That's probably one of my favorite cars of all time, Nomad. It's a very good looking car. Tim Allen had one in the 90s. And it was on Home Improvement. Tim Allen had a lot Tim Allen had a lot of crazy cars. People don't know, and then people don't realize that Tim Allen, those cars in Home Improvement were like his cars.
Oh, were they?
Oh yeah, like
I didn't know that.
Yeah, because Tim Allen, that coupe car in there. You know how, like in episodes of Home Improvement, he built that like a Ford Roadster. That was really his Roadster, I believe, that one. And then I believe the Nomad was also his. And then they had those racing scenes where they had like those Saleen Mustang in the 90s because Tim Allen raced for Saleen.
Oh.
And if you Google that, like look up Tim Allen, Saleen. He raced with Steve Saleen. Crazy amount of stuff.
This is better than the Discovery Channel.
Yeah. It's crazy, and that's so interesting on that. So you'd want the Tri-5. There's a lot. You see a lot of them out here driving around.
Yeah, you do. It's hard to not go and get one.
Yeah. You can have so many of them. Talk to my my wife.
But they are a gas guzzler. Oh my God.
They are a gas guzzler. If you ever want one, you should talk to my wife. She does car financing.
Yeah.
For everything and everything. You should. I should plug her number in here sometime. Maybe it'll be a good move because she can finance anything. She actually finances cars for celebrities.
Okay.
Yeah, so like,
does she do it just here in Cali or?
It's in the United States. Yeah,
oh, okay.
all across the U.S. Anything she can actually finance every year Corvette from I forgot the first year of the Corvette till 20. She can finance a C8 Corvette 2020.
I know who to call. I'm looking at a GMC Sierra over in Ohio.
Has to be classic car.
Oh, it has to be classic.
Has to be a classic car. Yeah, only classic or exotic cars. But for some reason, she can finance every year 911 or every year Corvette. I know, crazy, right?
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah, I know. You
got a good one, dude.
It's a good one. It is a very good one. So that's interesting. 55 Chevy, and then I wanted to ask you one more thing. We'll talk about it. What new car would you buy? Money's no option. You can have one new car. Brand new car has to be brand new, 2019 or 2020. Has to be made those years. It doesn't have to be like a brand new model, because like I was talking to somebody about this the other day, how the Nissan Skyline is still the same car from 2007, and then people with the Nissan Skyline bought the Skyline, thinking that it was going to be it was the fastest car when it came out in 2007. That shit was really fast, right? And now it was expensive. It was over $100,000, and now you can buy that Corvette, which is faster, for only $60,000. So it's very interesting. So what new car would you get?
New car, I would go with the GMC Sierra.
The GMC Sierra, 2019 GMC Sierra. Why a GMC Sierra?
It's the tailgate. Have you seen that tailgate on it?
Yeah, that it like splits in 4 different ways or something, right?
Yeah,
it has a little like stair on it. I was gonna step up on this stair. Like, let me load this stuff. Yeah, that's the one you would get, right? The 4-door, the 2-door.
Yeah, 4-door.
Dang, if you get a 2-door, everybody out here in California. I don't know if you know it's with the Hispanic crowd, big on the 2-door. They just look for them. Guy came here to our shop here because we're in the back of the Masterson's Car Care podcast, and he had a 2-door Toyota Tundra.
Okay.
You're like, what? I know.
2-door Tundra?
Yeah. Have you ever seen one of those?
Yeah, that's what I'm like.
Okay. Yeah, it's like, it was like a new, like almost a new one. It was like maybe like 2015 or something. Or it was very new, or not that new, but it was like a newish one. I mean, like, the newer generations within the last 10 years, I think. And
he had to customize.
No, it wasn't customized. It was bought just like that.
Really?
Tundra. Yeah, I was like, whoa, I'd never seen that, and it was the first time I'd ever seen one, or maybe I had seen one before, but it was like a work truck.
Yeah.
When like base model with like the wheels that are base model, and then it's like all white, and it's like straight for work truck, work truck. But this one was a red one. It was like optioned out. And I was like, whoa. So anyways, a lot of people out here, if you Google that online, it's a huge culture with people buying like the 2-door models, the single cab.
Yeah.
But new
I see
ones.
them everywhere.
Oh, you see them everywhere.
The 2-doors are... That's like a daily driver Toyota Corolla or something.
Yeah, the ones with like no back seat. I kind of want one of those, like an F-150 with the no back seat. It's
I'm not. I'm not a fan of those, and I love the way they look. Don't get me wrong.
The F-150.
But they're just not big boy friendly.
They're not big boy friendly. Yeah. Yeah, you have to put that seat all the way back. All the way back. Yeah, I feel you. What color would you get the car?
Not sure. The last, I think, 6 cars I've owned have all been black.
All black.
Yeah, so
black. Everything black. Oh, you gotta. Oh man,
I have to switch it up.
Oh, there's this funny my my IT guy here that works here who does filming with us. He also does filming. Our camera guy. He's not in here right now, but his aunt dated a rapper in Oakland, and who had a group called the Black and Chrome Gang. Okay, this is and this is the most.
That's a real thing.
This is a real thing, no joke. Google it. And they this Black and Chrome Gang. It was the most gangsterous music video you ever seen, and they made the song called Everything Black. Everything, just everything. They're like black cars, black rims, just everything black. Because there's one, and so everything black.
They must have really liked black.
Everything black, everything black. The black cars, black leather, black rims, no chrome, black, just murdered out. But some people like it. It kind of looks it's pretty gangster. The blacked out, murdered out. I was watching a video yesterday of they had Tupac's 7 Series that he got killed in. And guess what color it was?
Black.
Blacked out. Black 7 Series. And that was in like the mid 90s.
But have you noticed how a lot of the car manufacturers are limiting the colors? On the interiors.
It's. I know it sucks. You know what I mean?
Like I haven't seen anything other than black in Mercedes.
Oh, there's tan.
Where?
I don't know.
On what?
A lot of the C-Class. I see a lot of tan.
On the C-Class?
Oh, yeah, C-Class, a lot of tan. I see a lot of people drive around with tans. And, almost every Tesla I see has tan leather or white.
Yeah.
White. It's a crazy.
But they only have a few colors: tan, white, and black.
Tan, white, black. Yeah, I believe there's some other colors as well. I'm not very familiar with the Tesla line. I need to look into that. But we do have a huge amount of Tesla customers that come to our store, the Masterson's Car Care store. They come there with the cool Teslas. And like, there's so many different specs, like single engine, dual engine, performance package, like extra battery, the super battery pack. This one's got the ludicrous mode. It's insane. The Tesla game. Maybe we'll get some Tesla owners on here. Actually, I'm good friends with Marty. She's the head of the Tesla Club of SoCal. So maybe I'll get her on the Drive Culture podcast real soon. Yeah,
you should.
I think that'd be really good.
Wait. Now is it gonna be her or AJ?
I don't know. We'll see. AJ, if you guys are watching this is going to go out there soon. Give in contact, and maybe you can be the first on here on the Drive Culture podcast. So I think that's going to wrap it up, my friend. Thank you so much for coming, being the first official guest on the Drive Culture podcast. Thank you very much. Hope you had a good time here.
Yeah, always.
Okay, good. And I think that you're going to go home and get some sleep because our buddy just flew back from
I literally
from
just
Wisconsin.
got off a plane and was here.
Well, you get home and get some rest, and then this will be up soon. And if you guys like this podcast and you guys want to see more cool videos and also podcasts from us, go ahead and subscribe to us in the Apple Podcast Store. And also subscribe to us on YouTube. Click that subscribe button, and also follow Masterson's Wax on our Masterson's Car Care at Masterson's Car Care YouTube. Check them out as well, and check out more detailing videos that we do here. So thank you very much, Chris, and tell everybody to, have a great day.
Yeah, thank you again for having me, and you guys keep on detailing out there, keep on enjoying cars and car culture. And, again, thank you for having me. I enjoyed it. And anytime you need anything, it's no problem.
Awesome. Thank you very much, guys. And also, if you like this, just subscribe. Click that subscribe button. Click the like button. Give us a shout out. Give us a share. It'll help us grow. So thank you very much. And we'll see you on the next episode of Drive Culture, where we talk about what drives you. We'll see you next time.